So hello there friends, Harsh here, back with yet another easy tutorial at Robotech. So in today's video we are going to see how to boot your Raspberry Pi from an external storage device that's not your SD card, something like a SSD and hard disk or a pen drive that's better at speed than the SD card. So you all can just take out the SD card. So there are two ways to do this. One, the most common one is where you all boot the Raspberry Pi using the network boot option. So you all just alter the firmware using this process, connect the Raspberry Pi to the Wi-Fi using the Ethernet, to the network actually I should say, connect to the network using the Ethernet, connect the monitor, and then directly flash the OS onto the pen drive using the Raspberry Pi itself, and then boot it from there. So that's one process, and the second process is what we are following today. So first we'll boot the Raspberry Pi using the SD card, and then in that we'll alter the config.txt file, and then we will tell it to boot it from the pen drive and make the same changes in the pen drive as well. Like I am using the pen drive, whatever external storage device you are using, and then you all can remove the SD card after a single reboot, and then just remove it and then always use your pen drive to boot. So I have already booted my SD card actually. So in this video I'll be just flashing my pen drive in front of you all. You'll have to follow the same process for the SD card. The later part remains the same. So let us see. I'll open up the Raspberry Pi imager as you all can see over here, and I'll choose the storage device as my 64GB pen drive. I'll choose the OS as the 64-bit version because the next upcoming video is about how to like how to monitor the internet speed of your Wi-Fi using the Raspberry Pi, and then later graph it using Graph9 InfluxDB. So for using InfluxDB we need a 64-bit operating system. So I'll be using the latest Raspberry Pi OS of 64-bit. I'll choose the storage and click on write, and I have already used the settings icon over here to set up the SSH options for my Pi. So I'll get back to you all after the flashing process is done. And now my pen drive contains the latest version of Raspberry Pi OS. So let's get started. I'll open my VNC viewer to headlessly boot into my Raspberry Pi, the one on the SD card. This one is on the SD card as I had told, and the other one is on the pen drive. So let us see. This is the SD card, which is a normal 32-bit operating system. So I'll open up the terminal and type sudo nano /boot/config.txt. So this will open up the configuration file of the Raspberry Pi. I have to scroll down all the way, and here at the end under the all thing over here, you all will mostly have nothing over there. This is some other changes I have made, this GPU memory thing, so ignore that. And here we will type in a program underscore USB underscore boot underscore mode is equal to 1. So after you all type in this, we have to Control O, hit on enter, and then Control X. So this was successfully saved. So we'll do sudo reboot, and while this restarts you can quit the VNC viewer and then open up the pen drive. Now the pen drive is still connected to my PC, as you all can see bootfs, and the SD card was in the Pi. So now the work of the SD card is done after the reboot process is done. So you all can just take out the SD card and keep it away. I'll open up the boot.fs file, go to config.txt, scroll down to the last, and as you all can see over here again under the all section I will make it program underscore USB underscore boot underscore mode is equal to 1. The same change that I made in the SD card. So after the SD card is rebooted, so now the Pi actually knows that after it detects a pen drive it has to boot from that. So after you all save this config.txt file in your pen drive, you all can eject the pen drive. As you all can see I have ejected it, and you all can put this onto your Raspberry Pi and remove the SD card. Remember, after you alter the config.txt file in your SD card, you will have to ensure that once it is successfully rebooted, like it boots again from the SD card only. So after that process that is done, you all can shut down the Pi, remove the power, remove the SD card, and then put in the pen drive with the modified config.txt file again, and then start the Pi up. And now all you have is a Pi running from a pen drive slash hard disk slash SSD that ensures incredible speeds. And if you all overclock it, then you all know what amazing things Pi can do. So that's all for the video. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you.